Yeah, hey there, Paul here from freedomtraderpro.com. Now, in this video, I want to talk about how to trade Forex when you have a job. Because I know, if you're out and about, if you've got a job, it can be very hard to fit in your trading or knowing exactly when to trade around times that you have available. Now, a couple of things that I want to say here. Firstly, if you can, set yourself a plan and trade the same times every day, whether that's between 6 and 7 in the morning, 7 and 8, whether that's in your lunch hour, whether that's in the evening. Now, depending on where you are in the world, if you're trading the London and New York sessions, which for me here in the UK, obviously I'm in London session. So it's very easy for me to start trading in the morning and hit that London time, if you like. So, but what I will say on the flip side of that is just trade the time that you have. Especially for this strategy that I'm going to show you, it's a scalping strategy. You're only looking for basically 10 pips, okay? I'm not going to run through that in a minute, but you will find setups all sorts of time of the day, regardless of where you are in the world. And that is why I want to show you this strategy now, okay? Now, another thing that obviously you want to do if you have a job is master one strategy. Don't try and do all these kinds of different things, trade different strategies, trade different things, time frames, all the rest of it, because you're just going to get yourself confused. You're going to run into problems, and you're going to get so overwhelmed with this, you're just not going to know what you should be trading, what you should be looking at. I know this. I've been there. For my first year of trading, I just had no idea what I should be doing, what I should be looking at. Every time, everybody teaches a slightly different thing, okay? And, I'm going to show you that in this video as well. What I do here is probably very slightly different to what other people do, but I'm going to show you what is getting results for me. Now, that's basically it. If you have a full-time job, trade the same time, trade consistently, and use the time you have to trade and trade one strategy. Now, the strategy that I trade, one of my scalping strategies, I'm going to show you in this video. It's very, very simple, and it gets results, okay? Now, the trading that I'm going to show you in this video, it consists of a few things. And I'm just going to run through exactly what we've got on the chart here so you understand. You can take the information that I'm going to give you in this video, and you can go and do it for yourself if you want to. Now I'm going to show you this BYOB up and BYOB down is our team indicator, and I'm going to show you how that can save you a whole bunch of time. But I want to give you the information that you need so that you could just take this and do it for yourself. Now there's a few things that we want to have on the chart here. Regardless, let's take this off for a minute. So I'm going to show you what we have on the chart here. Now we've got Heikin Ashi candles. We just need to set those here. We're going to default is normal candles. We're going to set the Heikin Ashi candles here. I've set mine to blue and black. Default obviously is red and green. So if yours looks slightly different to this, that will be why. We've got the EMA 50, which is the average, is this yellow line here, and is the average of the last 50 candles worth of price. Okay, that is going to give us this line. Down here we have another indicator, which is basically a combination of MACD and a couple of things. I'm not going to go into it too much. And I've put this red line across the middle, which is the zero line of the histogram. Now this histogram is this here. Again, I'm not going to run into the technicalities of the indicators in this video. I want to make this as simple as possible so that you can take this information, use it, and profit with it. Now I need to turn this back on to get this indicator. Now what we've got here, these dots are the PSAR. Now what happens, they're basically on a direction change of price, they will flip from the top to the bottom if the price is going up, and from the bottom to the top if the price is going down. And then what this indicator does is a combination of the PSAR flip and a flat bottom Heikin Ashi candle. Now let me just have a look, see if I can find, there's one here for instance, okay? The PSAR flip actually happened here, okay, for this particular trend. and the first flat top candle happened here, which is where we have our BYOB down. Now you're looking at a combination of a PSAR flip going from below to above and a flat top candle for a downtrend, and a combination of the PSAR flip from the top to the bottom and a flat bottom candle for an uptrend. And what this is, these indicators here are giving you that. So if you didn't want to use this indicator, if you just said, right, I just want to trade this on my own, you can turn all of this off. You wouldn't have access to this indicator anyway, and you can just look for the flip and the first flat top or bottom candle, depending if you're going down or if you're going up. Now, obviously, the difference here, this flipped here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the PSAR flip, which you could set an alert on, happened 10 candles before the indicator found the first flat top candle. Then that's 2.5 hours. We're on a 15-minute chart here. That's 2.5 hours. So you'd have had to log in every 15 minutes to check whether we have a flat top or a flat bottom candle, which is just very, very time consuming. Now what I can do is click on this. I can actually set an alert. Let me just come up here. I can say Ninjacator, and I can set it as a BYOB down alert or a BYOB up alert once per bar, and I can just set that, put a description in here and set that to go. And then every time I get one of these, BYOB down, BYOB up, I get an alert on my phone or on my computer. I can come and check the chart, and as you'll see in a minute, I can decide whether I want to get in that trade in a matter of seconds. Once you train your eye to look at this stuff, you will realize how easy it is to look at this and go, yep, I want to get in that trade and I want to take my 10 pips. Okay, so that hopefully explains what we've got here, how you could take this without all these indicators if you wanted to and actually do it manually. It just gives you a little bit of an overview of exactly what's what. Now, in my opinion, I wouldn't want to sit here going in every 15 minutes, checking the candle, all the rest of it. That's why I've got this indicator and I just set my alerts. Now I've just come back here. I've set an alert. I've set a line, sorry, on the chart here. This pink line. Let's just put one down the bottom, just so that this is our starting point. I'm just going to get this to show you how simple this is. Now, there's a couple of things that, it's basically 3 rules that we're going to go through in this video. Now, basically, on a flips for a BYOB up, which is a buy, effectively, we want to be above the EMA 50. Price needs to be above the EMA 50. The 2 MACD lines need to be above the 0 line of the histogram. This is the histogram here, this mountain-looking thing as part of the MACD. As I say, price needs to be above the EMA 50, above the 0 line of the histogram, and you need to be in an uptrend or a downtrend, depending on whether you're in a buy or a sell. Now, personally, as you can see here, you've got a BYOB down, but you are in an uptrend. You've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, sorry, higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, let's just grab the drawing tool here. So here we have a low. We have a higher high, we have a higher low. We have a higher high, we have a higher low. We have a higher high. And then here now we have a lower low. Now this could be a pullback or it could be the start of a downtrend. Once we get this high here, we know now we have a lower high. So we're now in a downtrend, and then we have a lower low. Again, this could all be a pullback on a higher time frame, but you see the point. We know if we're in an uptrend, we only want to be trading for buys. If we're in a downtrend, we only want to be trading sells, or we only want to be selling, putting in selling positions. Okay, now let's get rid of everything off here, and let's come back. I've deleted my pink line. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Let's just say, right, we're going to start here just so we can run through everything. Okay, now we're going to start here. BYOB up. We're going to get an alert. We've got a BYOB up triggered. We've got an alert on our phone to go and look at this to see if there's a potential trade. So for an up position, for a buy position, first things first, we want to be above the EMA 50. Price is below the EMA 50, so we're not going to take that trade. Okay, BYOB down is our next one. We're above the EMA 50. We want to be below it for a sell, so we're not going to take the trade. Same here. BYOB up. We want to be above the EMA 50. We're actually below it here, plus we're in a downtrend. We're not going to take that trade. BYOB down. We're still above the EMA 50, so we're not going to take that for a sell. Let's say this can be a little bit monotonous. We're in a little bit of consolidation going on here, but you know, I want just giving you as much information as I can so that you can take this and potentially trade it for yourselves. Okay, so this one here, BYOB down. I don't know if I missed this one. BYOB up. That's below the EMA 50, so we're not trading it anyway. BYOB down. Are we below the EMA 50? Yes. Is it below the MACD? Is the MACD below the histogram? My red line has gone. Let's just put the red line on so we can make it easy to see. Red line's there. Let's put this on the 0 line. Okay, so it's this one here. So it's below the MA 50. Is it below the line? We're here. Yes, it's below the line. Are we in a downtrend? Yes, we've got a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low. Obviously, we wouldn't see this part of the chart. So we've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So yes, we're in a downtrend. It's below the EMA. It's below the histogram. Yes, we can take that trade. Okay, now I'm just going to measure this. We'd have got in there, give or take a couple of pips, and it comes down to there before it reversed. That's 26 pips. Okay, so literally all we're looking for this is 10 pips and get out. Excuse me. I'm not interested where the price goes for this strategy. Yes, we can trade it longer term once we get more experience and all the rest of it. But for this strategy, 10 pips, take your money, get out. Okay, sorry, I just had a phone call come in, so I had to pause the video for a couple of seconds. Right, so that's this sell here. This one, BYOB up. Is it above the EMA 50? No, it's not. We're not taking the trend. This one, we're not taking the trade. This one here, BYOB up. Is it above the EMA? Yes, it is. Is it above the histogram? Yes, it is. Are we in a downtrend or an uptrend? We are in an uptrend. We've got, here's the low. We've got a higher high, higher low, and then we're going on up to a higher high. So personally, I would take this trade. Let's just have a quick measure. Number of pips. We'd have got in there. Take the pips up to there, 71 pips. So we'd have easily got our 10 pips and got out. Okay, let's just come along here. BYOB down. Are we below the EMA 50? No, we're not. BYOB up. Are we above the EMA 50? Yes, we are. Are we above the histogram? Yes, we are. Are we in a downtrend or are we in an uptrend? Now, what we've got here, we've got the high, lower high, lower high. Are we in a downtrend or an uptrend? Overall, we're in an uptrend, but are we in an uptrend enough to get 10 pips? Now, let's just say we got in this trade. We said, yeah, we're in an uptrend. This is, you know, whatever reason, okay? We're in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. So we decided to get into this trade, which would have been here. Let's just line up with the candle. We'd have gone up. We'd have actually, to the top of that candle, we'd have just got our 10 pips. But say we were a few, you know, it moved. We didn't get into the trade on time. We were a couple of minutes after by the time we'd done our analysis. We came down here. We actually had a 13 pip drawdown. Now, depending on your stop loss, depending on how you manage your trades, you may or may not have been stopped out of that trade. But let's just say you stayed in that trade, you came back up here, 69, 70 pips, whatever it is. Okay, so you do need to allow a little bit of breathing room in these trades for a little bit of drawdown. You know, we don't always get it right. It's got a very, very high win rate, this particular trading strategy. You're looking at 80, 90%. Once you get the hang of it, once you kind of get into it. I'm just going to go through a couple more. There's no point in going through hundreds of these things. You kind of get the gist of what's going on. So next one, BYOB down. Are we below the EMA 50? No, we're not. BYOB up. Are we above the EMA 50? Yes, we are. Are we above the histogram? Yes, we are. Are we in an uptrend? You've got a low, lower high. Sorry, a low, higher high, higher low. I always get confused with all this kind of stuff. I know in my mind what I'm talking about, but when I try and tell you guys, it doesn't come out always right. So low, higher high, higher low. Are we in an uptrend? Yes, we are. We're above the MA 50. We're above the histogram. Let's just take this one. So there's the bottom of the candle there. We would have had a little bit of drawdown potentially. There was actually 11 pips at the top of that candle. 13 pips actually. If we got in a little bit late and we got a little bit of drawdown, we got a 24 pip drawdown. No, we didn't. Let's just come to this one. We've got a 13 pip drawdown. And then to the top of that candle there is 25 pips. If we missed this one or got in on the second one, that was talking about this one here. Let's just have a look at the second one. Again, 19, 20 pips. You'd have got your 10 pips. If you got in a little bit late, you'd have probably got stopped out. But, you know, with this strategy, you need to get the alert, you need to analyze the position, and you need to try and get in fairly quickly. As you can see, you know, but again, this one, by the time we got here, we've got a high, then we have a lower low, a lower low, and then a lower high. So there's a high and a lower high. So are we then in a downtrend on the 15 minute? Again, you need to play with this to really, let me just close that. You need to play with this to really get to grips with the strategy. I mean, if you just literally followed it by the rules that I've given you, you will have an extremely high win rate. Once you've played with it, once you've really got this down, your win rate is going to be through the roof. And you can literally, I mean, I'm out on the road a lot. I've got other businesses that I run as well. And I just run everything on my mobile phone. I have the alerts come up. If I'm by my phone, I'll check it out. You know, and it literally takes me 20 seconds to have a quick look at this. We're not looking at multiple time frames. We're going for 10 pips. We don't need to be looking, you know, at the hour chart and the 4 hour chart like we would be if we were going for 50 or 100 pips. We're going for 10 pips. You can literally use the trend on the 15 minute. If you want to drill down to the 5 minute to get a slightly tighter entry, you can do. But again, it's a little bit more advanced. You don't need to do that. Okay, so if you want to find out more about this, how you can get hold of our team indicator, you can actually get involved in our 7-day free live trading where you can come along, you can jump on our trading sessions for free. And we have multiple sessions per day that you can jump on. 90% of them run through this strategy. Probably slightly different to what I've taught it here, but overall they run through this strategy, this ninjacator, the BYOB up, the BYOB down, when you should and shouldn't get into trades, etc. You can come along, check it out for 7 days, find out if it's something that is for you, find out if it's something that you wanted to get involved with, using our ninjacator and getting extremely high win rates. You can head over to freedomtraderpro.com. There's a video on there that explains all about what you need to do, how you can get involved. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you over there real soon. Take care.